Okay, so I'm gonna answer one of your questions that I had got today. Because I had made a comment that I wanted to be in wrestling, and everybody's like, "So when you get into wrestling, because I complain about having a bad back and a bad knee, everyone's like, two people's like, yeah, you can't get in the ring and wrestle yourself." That's not my plan of getting in the wrestling business. What I want to do in the wrestling business is being a wrestling manager or being like an announcer that announces the wrestlers in, or like actually being a wrestling manager to where I actually follow the wrestler out to the ring and be their mouthpiece or whatever. And what typically I would want to be as a wrestling manager is someone who carries an urn. And like I will go to Paul Bear and Mortimer Douglas who carried urns in wrestling. Like Paul Bear is like my wrestling father. Like I idolize that man a lot because you guys know that I have interest in funeral service and I also have interest in being in the wrestling business. So why not combine funeral service with wrestling? And like I know you guys know that I have a dark personality and I'm dark. So like this right here is a real life urn. It's a real life cremation urn. And I would really carry something like this for a wrestling company, like Paul Bear did. He carried a real life cremation urn. If you want to inspect it, it's a real life urn. It's real metal. It's a real brass, gold brass urn. So, like you guys had asked me, what would I do in the wrestling business? Well, typically I wouldn't be able to wrestle because I already complain all the time about my knees and my back. There's no way I could get in physical action in the ring. But I could be like a mouthpiece outside of the ring. I can get in and like be the mouthpiece for my Pacific wrestler, whether that person be a dark person. I'm talking like a dark souled person, as in interested in the dark side, like The Undertaker or Kane, or in the time The Gravedigger or stuff like that. Because I don't just watch WWE, I just don't watch TNA. I watch other wrestling organizations. I watch Texas organizations. That's where I think the Gravedigger's from. I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I know the Gravedigger and then his manager, Mortimer Douglas at the time, who also carried an urn in our company, in the wrestling company. You guys have to realize I have been a wrestling fan since I've been a little boy. And for someone like me who wants to get into a field and be able to entertain, the only reason I really want to get into it is the entertainment part. Because you guys know I'm a fool anyway. I act like a fool, I'm a fool. And I don't mind who laughs at that. I really don't. I'm at the point in my life where it's like, you know, why not get paid to be an entertainer? Why not get paid to do that? And also, it's part of storylines that I would be part of. The storyline after storyline after storyline, watching the Paul Bear character change from The Undertaker to Kane to managing Mankind at the time, to where he also managed. I can't think of names. But I followed Paul Bear's career for a long period of time before he was even in the WWE, where he played as the Mortician and things like that. So I have an inspiration for wrestling myself. Like, it really inspires me to want to do it. Like, Paul Bear is awesome. Mortimer Douglas is awesome. Like, my favorite wrestlers are The Undertaker. I love John Cena because of how he just doesn't care and he's so funny and energetic, and I just love that. And I want to be able to bring that also to the field too, that it's not about having people look at you, it's about being able to be yourself in the ring like that, being able to be you. So it's not just that I want to get into wrestling, it's because I want to be an entertainer. If I want to carry one of these bad boys around, one of these things around, who knows? Who really knows where you can go in a career? But the problem is I got to get over my people skills are there. It's just my being able to be in front of a lot of people, being stuff like that. I have to work on the public speaking skills, if you will. So, yeah, I would love to be a wrestling manager or a wrestling announcer, but if I do become a wrestling manager, maybe there's a promotion out there, like a wrestling company that's watching this that would like to bring me on as a wrestling manager. Just throwing that out there. Who knows? Word gets to mouth, mouth gets to word, and the word gets out there. It's called networking. You have to network. I know two wrestlers now. One that is from high school that I don't know him well, but I know of him wrestling, and there's someone else that I've known in my past that wrestles. I don't know that individual by name, but I know that one does. So, yeah, I would love to one day be able to get it out there, get myself out there, getting public, maybe getting out of the job I'm in now, getting to something like that, to having a microphone in my face. Because the job I do see myself in is a job that holds a microphone in my face for over 30, 40 years. I do see a microphone in my face at one point in my life, and it just being there, and I'm talking in front of a lot of people. Like, I am now getting myself to the point where I'm comfortable in front of a camera, because you guys can see that through my Snapchat videos and such, that I just don't care. I'm to the point where it's like, why give a crap? So I will give you guys a further update on how I would pursue, even if I decided wrestling. Like I said, the only way I can do wrestling is if I go to college for a degree, which I don't even know what all that entails, but I also know that networking too. Getting someone who wrestles and getting to know that person and getting in the business that way. Networking is a big key here, especially with wrestling, because not everybody's going to want to just throw me a contract at once. I'm not saying that I'm good enough for a contract. I'm not in wrestling shape. I ain't in shape at all. I got to shape up, but I'm not in wrestling shape. So I would be a risk for some companies that wouldn't want me to wrestle, so that's not my plan. But my plan is to entertain as I do at work. I entertain at home. I'm a jokey person. Like, I get so many people laugh that I don't even know. So that is where I'm at with that. So that's it for now, guys. And Jay signing out now. Thank you.